Welcome to ACP Automation Adventure. I'm really excited about this episode because you guys are the first episode where we have joined forces. We have joined teams, two teams, East Coast versus West Coast. We have Dublin Robotics all the way from Dublin, California. And then we have Calvary Christian Academy, CCA Robotics Club, all the way on my side, East Coast, which is Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and I'm all the way in Atlanta, Georgia. Hey, you guys, I'd love to just start by Dublin Robotics. If you all can just introduce yourselves, and then we'll move on over to CCA, and you all will introduce yourselves as well.
Hi, thanks, Candace, and giving this opportunity. And we are very interested to participate in this. And not only me, I am the CEO of Dublin Robotics, and then my coach Alex and Derek. They are excited to be part of it, and then talk about their experience, what they undergone last several years, in terms of coaching and then learning things in new technologies, initiatives, ideas, and everything. And also, I like to introduce my high school student Arya, and who has played robotics at least last 7 years. And I like to introduce my middle school students, Yinia and then Yinian, and both of them started very young age from second grade. And so they have they learn, they compete, they traveled quite a lot of different states, and wealth of knowledge they generated over the period. And we are happy to interact with other robotics team from Florida, and Laura, and then other teams, and then it's exciting to meet all.
Thank you so much, Sasi. Hi, you guys. Nice to meet the students. All right, let's move to CCA Robotics Club. Laura, if you would love to introduce yourself and your team.
I'm Laura Quinn, and I am the STEM department head, director, and also just sort of a robotics fangirl, if you would. I don't really have sort of like a coaching position. We do have a coach. He can't be with us tonight. But I am a huge supporter of the program, helped initiate the program, and just am so excited to see what these kids can do. I always make sure I get to travel with them because they go to fun and exciting places. But I'm going to let them introduce themselves, maybe give their name, maybe what year you are in school, how long you've been doing robotics, and what you typically do on a team, because a lot of these kids have a lot of skills. So I'll start with Aiden.
All right, well, I'm Aiden. I'm on 77788Y, and I'm kind of the designer and / builder for the team, and I also drive the robot. And
Hi, Aiden.
Yeah, that's me.
Parker?
I'm the leader of 77788H, and I do design and building, and I also drive for the team, and I'm a sophomore.
Nice.
Kristen.
Hi, I'm Kristen. I am also part of the Y team, and I keep the notebook, and I just help the team in general. And I'm a senior.
Kristen has great organizational skills and helps us literally run the whole team in a lot of different ways, and supports us that way too.
That's so important. Hi, Kristen. You go, girl.
And Josiah.
Hi, I'm Josiah. I'm a junior, and this is my fourth year at working in robotics at CCA. I'm on team 77788Y, and I'm the main programmer, and I also help building.
Awesome. That sounds so cool.
At Dublin Robotics Club, we offer a state-of-the-art robotics education in a fun-filled learning environment. The coaches are excellent and hands-on. You learn about gear ratio, speed, torque, mechanical advantage, and center of gravity. You can also learn about mechanical, electrical systems, and programming of robots. I come here happy and leave happy. Come check it out for yourself.
Hi, my name is Alex. I am a coach at Dublin Robotics. I've been working in Dublin Robotics for a while, a few years now, and we've had so many students go through our classrooms, over 500 now, and I've had the chance to work personally with many of them. So it's been a great opportunity. I'm a student myself too. I'm a senior at UC Berkeley, and I'm studying business and technology, and I love to bring those concepts to the classroom, to DRC, and coach the kids.
That's awesome. You've got to have a passion to be coaching kids. That's great.
And my next coach is Derek Louis.
Hi, I'm Derek. I'm also a coach here at Dublin Robotics. This will be my second year working here as a coach, and honestly, it's been a great time working with all the students that have been coming in and learning. I'm currently studying mechanical engineering at Cal Poly SLO, and I'm a third year.
That is awesome. Nice to meet you.
And my high school student Arya Sasikumar.
My name is Arya. I'm currently a junior enrolled in the Quarry Lane School here in Dublin, California. I've been doing robotics for pretty long, almost, I think I started in 5th grade, so almost 7 years now. But it's been really great, and then I love coming and not only just working on my own robot, but then also the nice thing is I get to interact with all these other people and like also teach them everything I've learned over the years. Because my main focus is I'm the driver, builder, and then I'm pretty familiar with programming as well. So it's really good to like share that knowledge with other people too here.
So it doesn't stop. You go home and it's still a party. You have fun, and I love it.
And Yinia.
Hi, I'm India. I'm in 7th grade and I've been doing robotics for 5 years. So I'm an engineering notebook writer, a builder, and a driver, and I really enjoy robotics because of the teamwork and the competitions.
That's so awesome. So just a question, how many competitions have you been in so far?
A lot, because I've been in Vex IQ and Vex EDR, but I haven't gone to any competitions of Vex EDR. Yeah.
Gotcha. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah,
So
I
sorry,
am.
say that one more time.
Yes, definitely.
There we go. The audio just went in and out. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
And Yinia.
Hi, I'm Inian and I'm in 7th grade. I've been doing Vex Robotics for around 6 years. And I really like driving, and also I'm the driver and builder.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 12.
Wow. So half of your life you've been doing robotics. You've got to love it.
Yeah.
You do. That's good. You got to be passionate about what you do. That's great. Anybody else, Sasi?
That's all. I introduced all my team members. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks. Hello, everybody. Welcome. All right. We've got the introductions out of the way. Well, maybe I should introduce myself to everyone. Candace, I'm the Career Pathway Development Coordinator for the Association of Controls Professionals. What I specialize in is all of our outreach efforts. And we have a program called A Step in STEM. automation skills, technology, education, and promotion in STEM. So, what we're focused on now is really taking our in person outreach to more of this digital space where we connect everyone nationwide, and really we just talk about STEM and we spread awareness about all the opportunities in STEM so that students, parents, uh, STEM leaders, educational leaders, and the like, what we like to call our STEM champions, so that everyone can be more educated and aware of these opportunities. So, ACP, my organization, we give out scholarships. We are partners with technical and community colleges across the nation. Some of our partners are the Siemens Foundation, National Science Foundation, the Best Center, and really you guys now, right? We're all partners. We're collaborating on a project, and it is awesome. So that's enough. I don't like talking. I want to hear about what you guys have to say. So yeah, let's get started. Um, Dublin Robotics. I'd love for you, Sasi, if you can just describe your Dublin Robotics mission in just a few sentences.
Okay. So Dublin Robotics mission is to, our goal is simple, to create learning success stories one student at a time. So that is our main mission, and we have been trying our best through our coaches and our actions and then teaching. So last 6 years in California, we are continue to educate kids in that recent and developing technologies like robotics, artificial intelligence, automations, etc.
Awesome. And what about you, Laura, over there with CCA Robotics Club?
Hello, my name is Russell Roshan, and I'm the coach of the Calvary Christian Academy robotics team. Here at CCA, we strive for excellence when it comes to designing, building, programming, and the performance of our robots. The Cyber Eagles meet each and every week to ensure our bots are competition ready. Each robotics team member has a specific purpose and brings important sets of skills to make each team come together as a whole. At Calvary, our mission is to make disciples for Christ as students pursue their interests in science, technology, engineering, and math, by providing them the opportunity to create, problem solve, and collaborate with each other as they prepare for VEX robotics competitions. Robotics is more than just a club. Currently, we have 4 teams consisting of 20 students. Each team has a driver, at least one programmer, a notebooker, and several fabricators. Within these teams, the students learn to not only fine-tune what they have naturally been gifted with, but to also learn from fellow team members. One of the biggest things that I see among our robotics team is how they meld their unique talents and they share what they love and what they are passionate about with robotics and with other classes.
Our goal is very similar, and that is to create these great opportunities for very talented students and create sort of an access and platform for students to bring their skills and their learning out of the classroom into an exciting and much more real world experience, but really also to position these students to step into a field of influence and to carry their character and their intelligence and a sense of service and their faith into these areas that are really our future.
That's amazing. It sounds like both missions really are just focused on the youth, focused on the students. Sounds like the students on this call, you guys picked the right teams to be a part of because you all are the focus, which I love to hear. Tell us a little, Sasi, with Dublin Robotics. Can you list the top services and curriculum that you provide the students and also educators?
Yeah, sure. And so Dublin Robotics provide educational services to the students from first grade to 12th grade. So basically from 6 years onwards until 18 years, we take the students. And so we primarily provide teaching to robotics, specifically focused to VEX robotics. So it has a two platform. One is called DexIQ. Typically from 1st to 7th grade, they work on the DexIQ platform, where the robots are made by the plastic parts. And my students, India and Indian, will demonstrate to you more details about the DexIQ program later in this session. And from 8th to 12th grade, they work on the next EDR platform where the robots are made by the metals. And my high school students, Arya, will explain about his experience, how he started with the metal robot when he was in 7th grade, how he can move over the period, and now he's participating in the high school division. And so apart from those two, Dublin Robotics also provide teaching for the RECF aerial drone. And so basically that is also one subdivision of the REX. And we teach drone theoretical aspects, and then the drones building, and then drones competition also. That Guinean will explain a little later his experience about the drone competition. And apart from that, when we were getting to the the pandemic, we wanted to engage through distance learning. And
Yes.
so we get into the mode of develop apart from the bets, and we also develop the curriculum with the help of Alex. And then we successfully made our first batch of students, these high schools, where they made a patent, and then they submitted for the USP1. They got a patent on their name for the robotic medical assistant vehicle and interface. So, and also we subsequently, register our Dublin Robotics with grants.gov US to get grants from the government entity like a National Institute of Health and Department of Defense. So we registered, and then we vetted everything, and we submitted our first grant to the NIH regarding the medical assistant vehicle. That Alex will touch and then elaborate what has been done last 6 months. That is the new services which we started from Dublin Robotics. And then Bex has introduced now new system called Bex AI, Artificial Intelligence Platform. And so it's a brand new program which combines like high schools and then university students. And that Derek is leading in Dublin Robotics. And so he started building and then communicating with the teams, and then developing a strategy now that he will discuss elaborately Bex AI portion of the work which Dublin Robotics.
That is awesome. You guys are busy over there, because not only are you running a team, I mean, you've got all these services that you're providing, these different age groups, and that's exciting. And you mentioned that some of your coaches were going to give a little bit more detail about some of these services.
Exactly, yes. Alex, you wanted to discuss
Sure.
about...
Yeah, I can go first, and since we mentioned that first. So this is something recent, as Asi was saying. The beginning of the pandemic, we were thinking, how can we do something about it in the field that we know best? And so we got a group of our students, a test group, and we started this project that Sasi touched on. It's called RMAVI, which stands for Robotic Medical Assistant Vehicle and Interface. And we got a team of students, and we went through the design process, and the idea was to make this autonomous vehicle that could be used to receive, test, and then transport patients in medical settings. And we went through the entire process. We patented it, and we successfully applied for grants with NIH, as Asi was saying. And we learned a lot through the process, so we decided to make curriculum with what we learned. And now we have 2 more groups of students that we are teaching virtually, a class on innovation and just intellectual property in general. And it's a kind of a big experiment that we're running, but it's going pretty well. And they're enjoying it. There are a lot of challenges virtually, but it's been a great learning experience. We're touching on other fields, not only in the medical field. Now we're trying sustainability, and we're trying to solve big problems and go through the design process and hopefully eventually do some CADing and run some simulations and do some interesting stuff that can be done virtually and engage as many kids as we can.
That's awesome. I was just thinking that, we have this capability virtually now exactly where we can engage so many students, many more than, what we initially sought out to. I like to think that this pandemic is sort of that blessing in disguise where now it's forcing us to be creative. It's forcing us to reach out. It's forcing us to meet new people in this setting like we are now and share what it is that we're doing. So thank you so much for sharing that. Do you all have any other speakers who want to describe what services that and curriculum that you guys provide?
Yeah, sure. Like Derek will talk about the Cca.
Right, so this year I'm actually really excited to be part of the pilot program for Vex AI. And Vex AI is a fully autonomous robotics competition, which is different from the usual high school program that we've had, in that robots, usually there's a 1 minute 45 driver control period with a short autonomous period at the beginning. But this year we're actually going to be participating in Vex AI, which is a fully autonomous competition, which is gonna give us like a whole new range of problems and things to work with. We're gonna need to work with new sensors, uh, work with new hardware such as 3D printers and CNC routers. And overall, we're just really excited to be a part of this program and see what uh, like new techniques we'll have to put out there in order to compete.
It sounds like you guys are really excited with this new adventure, and I wish you guys all the best of luck in this competition that you guys end up on top with it. Thank you so much for giving me that information. And Sasi, do we have anyone else?
And like either we can go ahead at this stage itself, like my high school and middle school division, or do you want to do it at a later stage? Whichever you are convenient, you can proceed.
I think this would be perfect now to go through that.
Okay, then I will introduce Arya, and then he will explain about his experience in high school division.
Awesome.
So one of the great things about the Vex Robotics platform, and specifically compared to other robotics platforms, is that I feel like it's the best balance of where a student themselves can like take ownership and figure out like how to like actually go through the entire design process, like start to finish, like come up with designs, models, build it, and then program it. And it's really it's catered so like even like smaller teams can also do them together, compared to like other robotics competitions where it's either like super big scale where you need like 60 people on a team to work together to do like just one thing, or it's super like small scale where it's like not as competitive. So it's like the perfect balance of competitive competition. And I feel Vex also offers like, especially the high school division, it's like it's very competitive. There's teams like all around the world who are competing and building all these like really competitive robots that are going to all try to face it out and win the world championship eventually is the goal. So we see like teams constantly trying to like design the best robot, and that elevates the competition continuously until the very end of the season. So there's always innovation throughout, from I think April when the game drops to the next year. We're just all trying to elevate each other's competition and keep on like building the best robots. And one thing that it is that since it's metal, you do have to, it takes a little longer to build. So as a result, you do need to like use different softwares. Like CAD is like great tool to 3D model your robot. And especially now during the pandemic, you can also do it virtually. So I can build one subsystem, another person can build another, and modularly we can design a robot together. And like you basically need to apply all of these different to like softwares and all these techniques and all these things that we actually use in the like the real world as well, to figure out how to build the best robot possible. And actually, I have one of the robots we built this competition season right here. So this is for the new Vex Robotics game Change Up. We basically have these balls right here. One's blue and one is red. And essentially, if you're on the blue team, you want to score these into like these little baskets. And if you're on the red team, you want to score them into the baskets and take the blue ones out of the baskets. So it's kind of like basketball almost, in the sense where you have to like shoot them in, but then you also can score your opponent's balls, right? So this robot actually, a lot of it, well, we actually made parts of it in CAD as well. So like, for example, one thing is that like, whenever you're building small mechanisms like here, where it's like you have a conveyor belt, you really don't want a bunch of like friction to like stop, or like you want it to smoothly flow up and down the conveyor. So using like 3D modeling software is allowing you to get the exact amount of spacing correctly so it flows. That's another really good thing that the Vex platform allows you to do. And it's just a really good experience, and it's a really good community as well. Everyone's trying to help each other, and like there's the Vex forums, there's a ton of YouTube videos. Everyone's trying to like see like what's the best thing they can do to make the robot that best solves a challenge. So it's a great platform to be a part of.
That is so awesome. I'm learning so much about how you all started and how it's continued, and you're not missing a beat is what it sounds like. So that's pretty awesome. Kudos to your team. We're going to circle back around and learn more about Dublin Robotics now. Well, Sasi, this was the last one, just to make sure.
And apart from this VEX, we also conduct the regular classes which runs throughout the year, and then we take the teams for the competitions, and also we run summer camps. During the summer, it's a full time. The kids will join like 6 hours per day from 9 to 3. Full day camp we run throughout the week. So typically, Dublin Robotics offers 9 weeks of camp, and it's very famous in Dublin area. Like every week, we get around 20 students. Like if you consider like 9 or 10 weeks, so it's easily like like 200, 250 students we trained in the summer camp. And apart from that, we also provide some of the services to the big corporations like. In fact, Alex has been to the Workday. It's a big company, and then they called us to demonstrate our capabilities. So Alex and one more coach, they went and demonstrated, and based on that, they conducted the employee, bring their kids to the employer place. So the 500 kids, it's a big company, so they brought all the kids of the employer on single day, and then they engage us to teach and engage in a 1 day in a batches of all the 500 kids. So we did provide such a services, and then also displayed our booths in Oracle also. So that is also another services which you offer specifically for the big corporations where the employers can hire such a clubs and then give the motivations to the young kids who is interested in learning STEM and the robotics area.
And that might be one of the most important things to provide, like have the students have access to these corporations that you're in partnership with, so they have that hands-on, in-person engagement. That's awesome. All right, you guys are busy. You have the clubs, you have the teams, the after-school summer programs. You guys got it all from top to bottom. That is amazing. Thank you so much for explaining that. Awesome. Thank you so much for explaining all of your services and the curriculum that Dublin Robotics provides to your community, to your students. And now, Laura, I'd love to hear some of the services and curriculum that you guys provide your students and educators.
Okay, I'm going to start kind of local and then expand out. I have to say, this is really fun to meet the Dublin team and hear about what all they are doing. And it's so exciting to see sort of the different personality of each team. While we're all working in Vex Robotics, we all sort of have these different personalities that grow up around perhaps our school or our culture. We're a little jealous. You guys are out there at Silicon Valley. I'm sorry, we've got the beaches, but we don't have all the big corporations. We're trying to make those connections. But we're a young club. So we've only been around for about 4 years. And these guys have done incredible things just by getting the club off the ground and getting, kind of making their way in the competitions and making sort of a name for themselves in those places. But we, like Dublin, also have VEX IQ, which means we start in the elementary, and our teams start building there with the VEX IQ programs. They learn programming skills, they learn building, they learn driving. Some of the things that I was so taken with were the soft skills that these kids have to learn. Because the way the VEX promotes their games, it's not just about the new game, which is always very exciting each year, and the design of the robot that will actually accomplish what needs to be happening. There's a lot of creativity that goes into that, a lot of engineering, believe it or not, a lot of math. We finally found that application for every kid in the math room who goes, why do I need this? And I'm literally walk into my robot room and see kids with like trig functions working on trajectories going, that's why you need math. And it's really cool to see that happen. Again, the computer programming skills, the CAD, we've had our kids virtually designing robots and putting them together. So it's really neat. You're right. Distance learning has kind of pushed us all into new spaces, and we find out how creative we can be. But they start all this down in the elementary, and they learn teamwork, an incredible amount of teamwork, respect for other people's skills, because they cannot have a team without someone who can drive, without someone who can design, without everybody building and pitching in and giving their ideas. And then you've got to have this incredible person who is a notebooker who will actually record all this and make it kind of this journey, this recorded journey from start to finish. And I find that so valuable, again, just in building those soft skills. And then when they go to competitions, they have to make alliances. So they have to very quickly be put in with another team. The first part of any competition is always random alliances. You could be with anybody, and they have to do this whole teamwork thing all over again. You've got to find out what your robot's strengths are versus the other robot's strengths. You've got to find out what your driver's strengths are, how your strategies fit together. Strategy is a huge part of every game. It's really fun to see as the season goes along. Our students have designed robots for a game that's introduced, but then as the season goes along, the strategy starts getting really intense, and you see other teams play. You see other ideas for how to play the game, and it's really exciting. And just like the students from Dublin said, our kids learn a lot about working with others this way, and also just helping each other with this. And I'll let our kids share some of that too, but and they can share some of their experiences with that. But one of the things that we really prompted this robotics team to really take shape and take off this time, because I've been trying to start a robotics team off and on for about 10 years.
Oh,
and
wow.
different platforms and tried a few things, and it really just hadn't been something that was sustainable. And one of the things that I have found that has really helped us is our school has taken on a curriculum called Project Lead the Way. And I will give them a little plug right here. They're incredible. They are a STEM curriculum that starts in kindergarten and goes all the way continuously through high school. It is a very high level honors-based kind of STEM curriculum. And by the time they get to high school, there's actually 3 tracks. There's a complete computer science track that includes AP classes. There are engineering classes that we've actually aligned with other colleges, and they actually give college credit for these classes because they are taught at such a high level. But even our little elementary kids with this curriculum get a very kind of robust introduction to programming basics when they're little, to design basics, to building and kind of problem solving. And I would say one of the big things that I love about VEX is that it's that experience that brings all of these outside the classroom, puts them into competition, allows these kids to really show off their skills and hone their skills, but it also allows them to fail forward. And I think so many of our young people do not get that opportunity to really stretch themselves and fail forward. And that's one of the things that I love about this project-based curriculum that we have, that also supports our robotics team just in what they're learning in the classroom, walks straight out of the classroom into VEX Robotics, because these curriculum that we offer actually uses VEX in the classroom. So we're doing it both and, in the classroom and outside. But our kids have taken VEX to some interesting places, and I thought I'd let them share a little bit, one, just about some of the things that they have learned, or some of the things that they have gone with. I'm not sure if you want to direct this in any way.
Oh yes, no, I'm looking forward to that. And we're going to take a break before we get the kiddos talking, but Laura, this is exciting because, as you said, you guys are our newer team. I mean, it's only up from a year, and I love that we have these two perspectives, right, of these teams. You guys will be able to collaborate, share, learn from each other. And just to clarify, that is that project, that STEM curriculum program, it's called Project of the Way.
Project Lead the Way.
Okay, I heard that completely wrong.
Siemens is also involved with them, National Science Foundation, VEX Robotics, NASA.
Very nice.
A whole bunch of people speak into that. They're out of Indiana, but they use VEX in their curriculum. And then for us, that was a very easy, like when we were trying to decide which robotics platform we went with, it just made VEX very accessible and very doable for a lot of different students.
That is awesome. I'm curious, Sasi, are you familiar with Project Lead the Way, that curriculum?
And I heard about it. I know that a lot of VEX teams are doing that, but we never enter into the PLTW. But several VEX teams are doing so. So I didn't know much about that apart from knowing the name. But some of the points which Laura mentioned, like soft skills, are excellent because of using this, VEX, right? Whether communication skill or presentation skill, pressure handling skill, stress handling. Because when you go competition, you just go and meet. You never met. You form an alliance and you go and make a strategy, and then you try to extract the best out of both the teams. And then you keep moving one team after one to another. In a single day, you interact with so many teams. The immense of the knowledge and the communication skills which the kids are developed over the period is enormous. So
I can't agree more with you both. Those soft skills, I mean, you cannot skip over them. You cannot treat them as a lesser skill, if you will. They are the foundation. They are the foundation to students obtaining a career, obtaining a job in the respective STEM fields that they're interested in going in. So I appreciate you guys really value teaching those soft skills along with the technical skills in both of your programs. And now what we're going to do to close out this first section, Dublin Robotics, can you give us your website or any other sites where we are able to contact you all and learn more about Dublin Robotics?
Sure. And our website name is dublinroboticsclub.com. It is a single word. And we have the Twitter page, we have the Facebook page on Dublin Robotics Club, and also we have the Instagram account and also YouTube account. And so our online presence is very much in this area. So when you go and search Google of Dublin Robotics, you will get it, and You will land up any one of the pages that you can learn about us and what services we offer.
And Laura, where can we learn more about the CCA robotics team?
We are featured under our CCA Eagles website, Calvary Christian Academy website, and I can actually send you sort of the link for that. But we also have an Instagram page, which is probably one of our best ways to follow us. And that's at CCA Cyber Eagles. And I would say that's probably the best way to follow us is through our Instagram page.
Most definitely. That's where I found both of you guys.
Right.
We also have a YouTube
channel. Yeah, go ahead.
Channel. Yeah, right, Aiden?
So we post some of our footage of how our bot's doing so we can get our word out there around the world for like alliancing at World and stuff, because if they know you, it's a little easier to do that. So we have a YouTube channel. It's called 77788Y, and that has just footage of our robot throughout different competitions.
Awesome. Thank you so much for giving me that information. Our viewers are definitely going to be interested in checking out both of your teams. You guys, that was just our first section of this episode featuring Dublin Robotics as well as CCA Robotics clubs and teams. Just to review, we discussed some really important foundational information about both of these two teams, some of which we discussed the missions, and both missions were very similar in that the focus is, we're really focused on engaging these students, bringing information, educational materials to these students and really engross you all into these robotics teams and clubs. And we also talked about some of the services and the curriculum that you all provide your students as well as educators, some of which are the new projects that you both are focusing on during this pandemic time, as well as providing virtual classes, the VEX-II, which is a device competition, the other competitions that were mentioned, as well as really focusing on these YouTube videos. I mean, hello, this one's going to be on YouTube. This will be a major resource, right? We also talked about summer camps that Dublin Robotics provides, as well as the importance of collaborations with other corporations for the students to have that in-person engagement, that one-on-one time to really learn what opportunities are out there in their communities. We discussed VEX-IQ, which is a program that begins in elementary school where these students will learn robotic skills. And that's where we discuss some of the importance of technical and soft skills. We also talked about the CAD programming, as well as what the CCA Robotics Club curriculum that you all use. It is Project Lead the Way. That is so awesome. You guys gave us so much information. All of our viewers are going to have these links will be provided below in this YouTube page as well to both of these teams. Dublin Robotics, you can find them at dublinroboticsclub.com, as well as on their Instagram account and their YouTube account. And then CCA Robotics Club, you can find them on their CCA Eagles website and also their IG page, which is at CCA Cyber Eagles. And then they also have this awesome YouTube page that's going to showcase some of their robotics, some of the robots that they're building and everything else that they've got going on. So thanks, you guys. We're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back, and I want to definitely hear from some of the students. So we'll be right back.